Underdog Daily with Badge Bros, John and Nez back on the platform of the people. I would like to say the Black and Yellow Dog app, but it is all of a sudden the Red, White, and Blue app. I got that update as soon as I got back into the country, and I don't know how to feel about that, Nez, but the Red, White, and Blue app, as it's known right now.
Yeah. Welcome back, first and foremost. It's so funny that like that's been the app colors like probably since like the day you left. So to everybody else, that's just like old news. But you're just like, whoa, the app changed. Like, yeah,
there was actually some big time shock value and navigation stuff when I fired it back up the first time. I was like, oh damn, I've been missing on some things here.
Yeah, you're like an astronaut that just returned from space. You kind of have to like slowly reintegrate yourself into the app.
It's true, man. It is true. Man, excited to do so though. Excited to get back in the draft streets here. Did fire up a Pitbull yesterday. Well, yesterday I can't. My days are getting confused. As soon as I got home last night, we had an extended stay in Montreal, not by choice, just some storms going through, but we made the most of it and had some fun there. And then, fired up my first draft when I got home last night. So ready to get back in the streets with you, Nez. How have things been treating you, bro? I saw you have a nice takedown in the MLB streets there. How have things been going?
Yeah, that was a very fun slate. Pretty decent, just kind of like waffling results wise, but having fun, getting a lot of best ball volume down too. It's that time of year where I had to cram the puppy before it filled. We've got the friend there's just so much in the lobby to draft, so I've been going hard there. And then I just got back Sunday from bachelor party as well, so that was fun. Got to see some fellas, and it was funny because they know like I do stuff for Underdog. So I was like kind of like, talking about that a little bit. But what I also was doing was like tailing John Boy Beats on Twitter. And just like, sometimes I didn't have like what he was playing, but like, I was reading what he was saying and then like, making plays and giving them the Underdog picks, not financial advice or anything. But the point being is they would they got on the app and they thought I was so sharp. They're like, yeah, dude, Nez just like doesn't miss, because I tailed JBB as soon as he got on a heater. So it was just like mad funny the whole week. And they're like, oh, parlay Nez over here. Like,
that's so good, man. That's good. Yo, JBB getting the boys home there. That's a nice little segue into some of the stuff we're going to talk about today. As you guys can see, I got my kit on. The people in the chat noticing the kit. Sounds of summer over there from Nez. I've been really falling in love with some of the footy stuff right now. Still don't know shit. Like from a fantasy standpoint and like, the way in which points are scored, and obviously haven't been in the streets at all, but definitely fell in love with the beautiful game a little bit there overseas because it was on at like, first match of the day was about 9 p.m. Second was like 10 or 11 p.m. So our evenings were spent, after kind of like exploring, doing some, pool, water, beach time, that sort of deal. Go out for dinner and then catch like one of the footy games at least, sometimes two of them. Just really caught up in the buzz right now. And now coming back here where World Cup is like front and center and there's a match tomorrow with Canada and stuff. I just want to jump in the lobbies like right away here and just see if we can dice something up, dude.
Yeah, let's go, man. Let's, this is going to close here soon. I've got some stuff pulled up on the side to help you out here.
That's good because I need it.
Well, what's crazy, dude, is like, and this isn't necessarily like anybody's fault on the UD side, but like if you just like auto draft a goalie and like you wait for people to take goalie and you auto draft one, you're going to draft a goalie that like isn't active. Like that happened to me and I didn't have time to look up who an active goalie was. So like we might even have to reach on a goalie just to make sure that we don't take a zero. Cause I thought I could just like, hey, I'm going to let Jesus take the wheel on the goalies and just like let whatever happens. And then I'm not even taking an active goalie. So going to help you there. But otherwise, some of these names you might know.
Yeah, I mean, I got a couple at the top for sure that I know. Like, I definitely know like the strikers and the goal scorers now, having watched like a bunch of the matches and stuff like that. We also did a tour of Real Madrid there, so I got to see like Cristiano Ronaldo's like all his golden boots and all the UEFA trophies and stuff. So that was pretty cool there. So I you know, I got a little bit of footy knowledge right now, but honestly, just the most appalling thing I've ever seen in the history of the app here, that we're going with G as the position instead of K. I mean, where are my keepers at? Where are my keepers at, dude?
Yeah, this should absolutely say K. We gotta change this ASAP.
Harry Kane goes first, and then Cristiano Ronaldo goes next. There, dude, this is written in the stars because I'm currently wearing a Jude Bellingham kit right now, so I think we just got to click his name.
Yeah, Jude for sure. Now these. Neto, I think, is starting. I'm looking at this like RotoWire site. So if you wanted to just like go chalk, Neto is starting. Is Rice starting? Rice is starting too. Declan Rice. If you want to do like a little midi stack.
Is there power of correlation in the footy stuff?
Is what?
Is there power of correlation in the footy stuff? Like the lineups that have been winning?
The biggest, I think midfielders and forwards sort of correlate, and then defenders and goalies correlate the most. Excuse me.
Okay, cool. Rice does go there. We got some Portugal forward options. We could also do the keeper thing and not get shut out here by pulling up Pickford and do the England thing.
I honestly like wouldn't hate that, just because like, dude, it's like, you know, I'm over here control effing names and stuff. Like, let's just take them. Ball's gonna be and on the other end all day. It won't even matter.
Okay, cool. I haven't looked at like any of the odds here. I mean, there's been a lot of like closer than expected games, a lot of like upset stuff. There's been a lot of draws too from like, you know, contests that we didn't think would necessarily be as close as they were. But like today does look like, you know, in terms of like favorites and stuff, like Portugal, renowned, like huge favorites on the unabated stuff here. But like everything else, like, you know, these second games kind of like close here.
Yeah, Croatia, Panama, definitely. You know, I mean, Panama's plus 600. So, you know, that's pretty large. But Colombia and then Congo should be hopefully cinema. But like you said, even though these games, these odds are large, like you still see, like you said, like at least like close matches. Like that Germany match was pretty close the other day. You know, I was rooting for the draw there, and got screwed there at the end and added time or whatever the hell they call it. So
extra time, added time.
Yeah,
good with it.
So yeah, Croatia's guys are gone, or some of them are. I was trying to look at some favorites here.
Where does Luka go? Like Luka Modric doesn't go anymore? Like people think he's washed?
I don't even know how to spell that name. M-A-D or M-O-D?
Dude, nobody likes this guy anymore?
Let's take him.
I thought he was goated, man. Like he's like one of the best players ever, but he's just like, what is he, washed now? Difficult first game?
I'm not sure. I'm definitely not a Luka Modric historian here.
He was part of like those Real Madrid big teams there, and then when Croatia went on that magical run last World Cup, he was like pretty sick.
38.
Oh yeah, he's for sure old. But so Cristiano Ronaldo's like 40. Bro's 40. Like yeah, of course he's old.
Well, Ronaldo's terrible. I would never draft Cristiano Ronaldo, even if I'm in the 6th round. I'm not drafting him.
All right, Nezzy, what should we do next here?
Let's see here. Leo, I'm like control effing guys that are. I mean, I know that this isn't like perfect. Wow. Andres Kramaric. Let's take that dude. Croatia. Andrej. By the salt.
Oh, there you go. Got it.
Little correlation. Right. Get a forward.
Yeah, I like this.
This draft is getting canceled. Why?
Why would this draft get canceled?
Are you saying because we're drafting bad, or is there's
That's not smart. Yeah, welcome to the program, John.
John, if you want to become a YouTube member, we do even less smart things behind the paywall.
Just the vibes, baby.
Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think he's just talking shit on us.
I like this.
Yeah. So
keeps getting subbed off in the 50s and 60s. That makes sense. All these old guys are getting subbed like that.
Yeah.
Like the guy from Belgium too, number 9. I can't remember what his name is, but he came on late in the first game and then started in the second game. He got lifted in like the 50s too.
Yeah, I mean, if you're giving it your all, man, you got to be gassed pretty early. But hey, they got the hydration breaks, so
dude, I love that people are booing the hydration breaks now.
They should. Like that's
just so funny.
That's like playing hockey in quarters.
Right. Yes, it is. Dude, I think we need a defender here.
Yeah, type in England.
How about Reece James? He's right there. Or should we go scrolling?
I don't think. Yeah. Reece James. Do Reece James.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a predicted starter.
Okay. John Stones. This guy was nails back in the day. Like he was a big boy.
Do him or Reece.
We'll do Reece here. It's crazy, like the drop off in scoring. I guess it's kind of nice that some of the slates that have been played, like the Messi slates in particular, like Messi, Mbappe, Holland, like they're all on the same slate. So like all of these premium strikers have been like naturally balanced out, because some of those slates where it was like Mbappe, where they were like, plus or minus like 800 or something, you could have really had some boring ass slates, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, for sure. Those did end up being pretty nicely spread out.
I think we could take whoever we want. It's a flex spot, right?
Yeah, we can. I just struggling to know like who's starting. That's why there's so much edge in this, man. If you just like know who's going to be starting, you can absolutely cook. To be honest, I have nothing. Does the chat have anything for us? I don't know, dude. Saka. Maybe
Saka it is
starting, but
Saka it is. Yeah. So someone in the chat said earlier that the first match lineups are out, and to not listen to like the gospel that is, the RotoWire lineups that they could definitely change and fluctuate. Makes total sense.
Yeah, of course. But
Wissa?
it's better than me just looking at a country's top ADP player.
Right, sure, yeah. All right. Wissa was our scroll guy with an ADP of 32. That's the shout from John in the chat.
That's a good one. Yeah, I think those Congo guys, if you just type in Congo, how many of them got drafted?
Let's see here.
Only one. That's
one guy.
I don't know what the total is in that one, but I mean that's the tightest game on here. They're plus 600, but that's one of the lowest, dogs on the slate. So I don't know.
Okay, so we got the don't think Saka's starting. Wissa's a scroll here. Okay, so these are some good takes just for everybody like here.
Wissa.
Lukaku. Let me take a look at what was his ADP.
Is he on the slate?
I don't see it. Maybe it was in reference to something else.
Yeah, I think maybe he was talking about Luke. I don't know.
Okay, cool. Anyways, okay, so Saka might not start. Okay, so let's see this guy here. Oh no. All right. Anyways, we did our due diligence. We had some fun. There's 30 minutes left to draft some footy. There'll be a late slate as well. I got to learn how to, get situated on some of these players and stuff, because I really do want to get in these streets, because as you alluded to, man, like definitely a big edge if you can be the guy who predicts the starting lineup more better than other people. Also some good edge in like knowing who the sub guys are. Also some good edge in knowing the teams that, aren't the chalk teams that everybody wants to draft kind of vibe, right? Like knowing who on Congo to take, like knowing who on Panama to take, knowing who to scroll to on Croatia, like some of this kind of stuff, opposed to like everybody just trying to find, who's going to be the secondary piece that you need on Portugal or England. So anyways, yes, I hope this wins too with Luka Modric too. I mean, I fell in love with Luka Modric when we were in Croatia like 5 or 6 years ago when it was in the middle of the previous World Cup and Croatia went on that run and we were there for said run. And I had a kit and was wearing it out every night when we were watching the games and stuff. So there's a little bit of history in this lineup there, but we had fun. We had fun there. Hopefully everybody's enjoying the kicky ball, kicky streets there, but just wanted to get right in the draft streets and have a little fun and go with it.
Yeah, of course. Croatia, great kits, top 5 kits for sure. With the checkered pattern there, love it.
Yeah, definitely, good fit. Yeah. Speaking of which, I was telling you, I got a couple good ones, man. I'll bust out the Yamal one on stream soon. Bust out some Real Madrid ones there. I got a Mallorca one too. Like,
oh, nice.
Just some ball knower stuff. Yeah, I guess it was like 4 years ago. I don't know, man. My days are all mixed up and my times are all mixed up. Nezzy, let's talk about some other stuff to start here while everybody else fills these draft lobbies for the next 30 minutes. And then we'll get into the baseball and the football there. I just wanted to send some love to our guy, Nick Rudman, aka Nick Rudman. If you know, you know. Last week at Underdog, man, he's done. Kind of feels bookendy, like end of an era. He's been with us since the beginning. He's been with us dating back to the draft streets. Just want to send some love to our guy. I mean, I don't know anything other than, it was time for him kind of thing on a personal level. I haven't talked to him about it at all, but just love Nick and love all the stuff that he did, especially for the draft games and the draft games community. So just want to send some love his way on his next endeavors, man.
Yeah, for sure. Rudman, crucial part of the company, like to this point, crucial part in us, getting to where we are today. So, I sent him a text, let him know that, I was rooting for him for whatever's next. And that I was really grateful for his support for us. Cause he had our back throughout all this. So, shout out to Rudman. Excited to see what's next for him, but definitely a weird feeling, to see him, separate from UD.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. 2 people that were very early with us that we wouldn't have been here without. And it's him and Pete for sure. Yeah. Like, it's just like from day one, when we made like that first Badge Bros, like Twitter account and whatever, made the first YouTube channel, did our very first stream. Rudman was like instant retweet, love the branding here, love what these guys are about, and didn't know us for shit, just knew that we were in a couple group chats that provided feedback about the draft game side of things. And then it kind of all spiraled from there. So yeah, very well articulated. And I was very thankful for what Nick Rudman has done for us. And we'll carry on his legacy with us as we roll here, make him proud as we go. But just wanted to hit on that off the top. Some of the other big news that was straight from yesterday, dude, the Giannis trade. It's been rumored forever, and it finally took place here, going to the Heat. Massive package going back the other way, phrasing. But yeah, what were your initial thoughts on the Giannis stuff?
I think the Bucks did great.
Me too.
I don't really get what the Heat are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Excited to see what their next steps are, because I just don't see how the team that they're building is going to be good. You're not winning a championship with that team. It kind of just seems like Giannis just gets to play out his career in some really great weather for the rest of his playing career. Probably really nice. I bet he'll love Florida. I bet he'll love Miami. Most people do. Yeah.
This is very interesting. Yeah. I kind of had the same reaction to you, that it's like, and I don't want to just slight on the fact that Bobby Portis is going as well. We think very highly of Bobby Portis as well, but like, he's kind of like a poor man's Chris Middleton in that later part of career arc, right? Where it was like, what was the championship formula for the Bucks, whatever it was 4 or 5 years ago or whatever, it doesn't really look like it can be re-replicated with like Bam at the 5, Norm Powell, who was an all-star with like a pat on the back kind of thing. You're giving up all of your depth. And then when I was reading through some other stuff, they only have about like 16 to 18 more million to sign like veteran guys to fill out, basically vet minimum guys to fill out the back end of their bench and that sort of deal. So a lot to give up for Giannis, but hey, when Giannis is right, and Giannis is only 31 years old right now, 30 years old, somewhere in that ballpark. When Giannis is right, he's top 5 player in this game. So you don't want to poo-poo on that notion, but like, man, the Bucks got a haul here because we think quite highly of Jaime Jaquez Jr., who probably could have been a 6th man of the year there. Their first round pick from last year, who's point guard there in Jakob Jonas. You got Tyler Hero, who if he had been healthy last year, could have done a lot more than he did. And Tyler Hero, to be fair, didn't really fit this construction of like how many ball dominant guys they have at the guard position now. So like it was kind of made sense to move on from Hero in this deal. And then Khalil Ware, man, just a freak athlete and super young. And then you get all the firsts to go with it. I think it was a good deal for the Bucks. I think this one, to me, ages better than the Jaylen Brown trade would have, like the hypothetical Jaylen Brown. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, Milwaukee definitely took the better deal. If that's what you mean. Like,
yeah, I think so too, man.
Yeah. Like Milwaukee for sure got the better deal there. The Bucks kind of fun, man. They're loaded with picks. They have some pretty strong young talent. I mean, who knows? Like KPJ, he's obviously kind of broke out and turned into a pretty nice player. If he can continue to stay on that right track, that's pretty fun. Obviously, Ryan Rollins as well.
Ousmane Deng breakout last year, baby. Already signed again.
Who?
Ousmane Deng breakout last year.
Of course. Yeah. And then you had Ware, replace the Greek Freak with Ware, who, very similar body type. And adding dude, this is like kind of, I like what the Bucks did, man. The one thing that I wonder, and I haven't really heard much to the contrary, but I do wonder, do you think they retain Tyler Hero, or do you think they maybe try to, ship him as well?
Yeah, I haven't thought much about that, to be honest. I didn't really even look at like the contract situation and that sort of deal. So let me just do like 2 seconds of 30 back of the napkin math here.
I've just Tyler Hero rumblings, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, so Tyler Hero would be, if they're non-competitive next year, he would be a pretty nice expiring contract because he isn't expiring after this year at $33 million. So yeah, he would be a prized acquisition at the trade deadline for somebody else next year if this team's non-competitive.
Yeah, and it's like, if you are Milwaukee, do you want to extend Tyler Hero when you are not really set up to, he's not like a first option type of guy. Do you want to extend Tyler Hero and put him on a rebuilding team? Like, it just kind of seems a bit like an anchor.
Yeah, well said. Yeah, I did see this narrative going around last night too, that Tyler Hero is from Milwaukee and they want the hometown hero shirts and crap like that. I get that narrative, but
Tyler Hero does not want to be in Milwaukee.
No, I agree with you there. Yeah,
I know Stockton's not necessarily like saying that, but I can promise you, this dude wants to be where it's busy and where it's happening.
Yeah, Michael's saying that the revitalized Giannis and then Miami fills out the bench and you get a Miami versus Boston East Finals. Like, I like that. Yeah, Chris G, sure. Completely unbiased opinion here from our guy there, Mr. Bam emote. And then, I don't know, Edgar's saying that the Jaylen Brown trade much better. What are we doing?
What?
I don't know, man.
I don't even know what the offer was, but I'd be shocked.
The stuff that I saw was Jaylen Brown, 2 firsts, and Hugo Gonzalez, and they didn't really want to do the Hugo stuff. For what it's worth. I don't know. That was just some of the rumored stuff that I saw. I don't know. That doesn't really jump out. I guess Jaylen Brown is, if you think highly of Jaylen Brown being like that dude, and he's got more years of control, sure, but I don't know, man. I kind of like the young asset haul.
I'm ignoring Eggers right now because he's rage baiting. You don't trade Giannis for JB for the intent of being competitive next year. Like,
right.
that's not what you do.
Right.
And JB is part of the reason why the Celtics didn't get Giannis, because 100% is a problem that I'm speaking very strangely. His attitude is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like 100%. The way that he's acting right now is like hurting his trade value. Like I think teams are very like, cautious to trade for a guy like that and bring him into the locker room. Like, he's a great player. Don't get me wrong, but he's not helping his trade value at all. I still think he gets moved.
Okay.
It's just a matter of where, obviously.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Interesting, like, wrinkle to this all is both Bobby Portis and Giannis are player options next year. I did speak out of tune. I thought he was 31. Giannis is 32, turning 33 next year. So just for what it's worth. But yeah, I don't know. Interesting, because if you give a guy like a max like this at 33 with, like, if you turn the player option into like the 4-year max next year, I don't know, man. It's Giannis, but I am kind of scared,
Yeah, I mean, he is getting like sneaky up there in age.
Yeah.
And the way that his game is, I think it's obviously pretty, athleticism dependent. It's not, like, I'm not trying to take anything away from Giannis, but he's not necessarily like an extreme, like he's way more reliant obviously on his physical gifts than like being a skilled basketball player.
Sure. Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how he ages.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that's looking at Miami and thinking that they're like competitive objectively, or like contenders is what I mean to say.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I mean, I think if you are the Heat and you have the opportunity to do this when you've just been in purgatory for like the last 4 years there of the play-in game stuff, and Bam has been quite vocal about like, hey man, we're just like living in this purgatory. I think you just do it as an organization. Like, I think if you're the Heat, it makes sense. If you're the Bucks, it also makes sense. If that makes sense to you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know who's available in like free agency yet in terms of like how they can fill out the rest of this team.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. Miami was definitely in a tough spot, but I don't know that this was the answer. This is for sure like some desperation. Yeah,
fair enough. Some other stuff there, man. We saw the Randle trade yesterday. Any takes on like the Randle, Nick Claxton, etc.?
I mean, maybe I'm just like maybe I'm just not tapped in enough to the advanced metrics here. But I thought the Bulls made out great here. I thought they like adding Nick Claxton to their team for essentially nothing. I thought it made a lot of sense for the Bulls because I just kind of thought Nick Claxton was a net positive to them. But Winky, big time Bulls fan for ETR, sharp dude. Like, I'm not going to pretend I know more about like, impact on a court than Winky. He thinks Claxton sucks. So he was like not too thrilled about this, which I guess would kind of check out and be like a pretty Bulls move to like add a player that like, we think is good because, like we play fantasy and, ball knowers are like, no, this guy's actually like pretty bad on the court. But yeah, good for the Wolves.
Just to move on.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Like this is what they're lucky they didn't have to give up more.
Just to get rid of the contract.
Yeah. Of course, man. Of course. Like, this was extremely necessary. I think it was certainly time for the Wolves to move on, and yeah, this is good for them.
What a weird career run out for just Randle, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, just so odd. Like, just to be so coveted in that Lakers era, then be a big part of that Knicks trade, then the Knicks contract re-up, and then when the Knicks, win a title and go on this, great run, it was all because they gave him away to get Cat kind of deal. Like, just very strange run out for him. But yeah, he's got a player option next year. He's 33 next year. So he's 32 this year. Him and Giannis effectively the same age. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Claxton's a weird one because I always liked the defensive presence of Claxton. Like, I always thought, hey, this guy could be what we thought Mobley is right now. And maybe I held Claxton mentally at way too high a pedigree when it was early on. And now I think that's clearly not the case, that like Evan Mobley is a considerably better basketball player and asset. But like at one point in time, I thought of Claxton as like that level of player and or prospect, but I guess not.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't hold him in like a super high regard, but I thought they got better.
Yeah.
You know, I thought it was I was like, oh, nice. Like, this is a pretty good move for the Bulls. Like, that was my initial read on it.
And the front court's been a problem for the Bulls for a long time, right? We joked that their depth chart had 5 guards every single night when we were playing the daily stuff. So, like, addressing it now that Vooch is gone it kind of makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like this take. Tiago might unlock Claxton like he did Kling Kong. That's a take. Yeah. Well, with the Claxton stuff or with the Kling Kong stuff too as well. It was interesting that Portland didn't retain him as coach there and went in opposite direction. But yeah, enough hoops talk for the day there, Nez. I think it's time to probably push into the baseball slate here and discuss all that's going on. Also, one other one I had pulled up there is the Tkachuk brothers, dude, reuniting in Florida. Big week for Florida here. Kind of crazy that the Bash Bros are together now down in Florida. So pretty sick that Florida team rebuilding in a really intelligent way with basically trading their first round pick every single year for like the last 5 years and just being like first rounders are so overvalued in hockey. It's pretty cool.
For them. I mean, this looks like a haul.
Yeah, it does look like a haul on paper, but I think I'd still rather have Brady Tkachuk.
Yeah, for sure. But like, is this one of like the biggest like draft capital returns in a trade? And it, like, have there been bigger NHL returns than I don't know any famous NHL trades or anything.
Yeah, I actually don't know. Don't know. But it looks like a lot on the surface there. But in a vacuum, if they're going to be as good as they think they are, the 2029 first isn't worth as much. And that's interesting that 2026 first came from the Kraken in a previous deal that was done like 2 days prior to this. And I think I'd rather have the player Mackey instead of that pick in this deal. But apparently they wanted the pick for, I guess, the age curve purposes of like, bringing everybody up together as they rebuild. But yeah, Ottawa, just very strange. They were cellar dwellers for like a portion of the year, then had a great second half. Josh Norris got healthy or whatever. And then, or not Josh, the defensive core got healthy there where they were all banged up for the year. And then kind of at the right time, we're kind of peaking going into the playoffs and then just got the shit kicked out of them in 4 straight by Carolina. So yeah, anyways, let's move on to baseball here, Nez. And one macro thing that I just saw on the timeline that I just wanted to bring up and see if you had any thoughts on. But like the offensive spike right now, we talk about it, how, offense spiking as soon as the weather turns and that stuff. But a lot of talk about the baseball right now, dude. Seeing a bunch of stats on here. Eno was talking about it. There's a really good thread here from, I actually don't know who Sean Zarillo is, but a really good thread and some good data charts about drag on the baseball here. And then this picture keeps surfacing and floating around, comparing the baseballs. There's like multiple angles of Ronald Acuna Jr. comparing the baseballs. And is there something new with the baseballs? I don't know how it factors into our game or whatever, but just like a macro talking point about the trend of offense. Last night's slate excluded from this conversation, but just thoughts on baseball offense as a whole right now.
Yeah, I was talking about it too on an earlier show. Eno had a chart that was kind of showing the drag year over year, and some of the samples are like the lowest amount of drag that we've seen since the 2019 season right there. So like the sample is still like normalizing, it's still halfway through the season, but there's definitely a change to the baseball for sure taking place, and reason to believe that it is a different ball than what was used at the beginning of the year, from my understanding. Like you said, there's no like real takeaways here, just like understanding that, hey, we're most likely dealing with a juicier ball than in the past. So yeah, I think we can expect some higher home run totals this season. I guess but there's nothing really to necessarily take away for DFS, but yeah, it's something to pay attention to. Like these guys catch it like right away whenever it happens.
Sure. Yeah. Good points. Yeah. I was just curious if there was anything there. Like, yeah, like as Dog about Chills, like, yeah, the higher stuff got smashed last night. A very low offensive output last night, and a lot of it was this here that the Brady Singer looked like Prime King Felix last night. A comp that reigns true in my heart right there. Also, one last thing here, Nez, before we do definitive in the baseball stuff, we put it in the Discord. We put it on the X machine. We retweeted it there from the Drafts account. Nez is going to do it tomorrow here. Is going to do a 7th inning stretch for us on the program. It's going to be a members only tomorrow. He's going to talk about the baseball slate and the 7th inning stretch. But if you do 5 of the 7th inning stretch right now, we're down kind of like to the wire here in when that's going to start. You do 5 eliminators and or 5 7th inning stretches, you get a free BBM entry here. So pretty cool stuff there. Little promo there to help fill the 7th inning stretch, and a good time to be drafting the 7th inning stretch now that we just have we have more known information.
Yeah. This is like the time where I really like to draft 7th inning stretch the most. I did ranks last year. I don't have any ranks this year, just kind of like vibing it out. But it's a lot of like recency bias, but it's fun to do, and not draft the injured guys, obviously. But yeah, we'll talk more tomorrow, and I'll do a draft on stream tomorrow to try to get some lobbies filled, because yeah, it's a pretty fun contest when you're at this stage.
Yeah, and we got about a week to fill this bad boy, and we're only at 30%. So for my potential overlay chasing crowd, might be a little something here for you. Yeah, and it's basically a 4-week sprint that coincides exactly with the dinger schedule in the finals there, basically.
Yeah. It's you got to get off to a fast start. Yeah, there is a strong rumor that I'm putting some ranks together.
Love it.
Yeah, just rumors.
All right, dude. I think we break it all down for the people here, and we do today's baseball slate, kind of macro lay of the land for the people, 9-game baseball slate. I'll bring up some of the unabated lines and totals here. We'll also look at some of the implied stuff. We also have a fun announcement here. If you are interested in MLB projections here, my guy Nez took the bull by the horns while I was gone and told the people that, hey, Run the Sims looks like a good place to get MLB projections right now. And what promo code and what percentage off here for the people, Nez?
Yeah, it's code badge, our universal promo code there. 20% off the first month for using Run the Sims. And they have a number of packages. Like I was saying yesterday on the show about it. If you are like, if you're in the salary streets, obviously like this is like salary first, but applied to our games here. And I'm a big fan of their stuff. I think that the guy Owen, who is running their projections, is pretty sharp, and I like his methodology. He has a video explaining his methodology if you want to check that out. He's quick to not necessarily overreact, but to react to the right things and incorporate them in their models. So pretty big fan. They have a Discord as well where you can they're talking MLB plays and whatnot, and you get updates. So yeah, just been using Run the Sims, having success with their stuff. So reached out to Brian just to see, hey, can we do a little something here, for our members, and here we are. So yeah, I'm a pretty big fan, and they have a draft caddy as well for like an overlay, and I'm talking with Brian as well about some wish list items that I think I would like to see for our games. So yeah, stay tuned on that.
Awesome, bro. Sounds great. We won't give away all the secret sauce as we go through, but we will definitely reference the projections as we go there. But you guys can see at the top here, you guys see some implied run totals, some game totals, that sort of deal. You see all the projections all the way down to, Ks and home runs and walks, all that sort of thing. And they got the pitcher projections there as well. We can also flip the operator. Obviously, we use a scoring system that mirrors that of, it kind of mirrors that of FanDuel on the pitching side, and then it kind of mirrors that of DraftKings on the hitting side. So be mindful of that when you're using any projection system, but Run the Sims in particular there, you could filter between the two. Beautiful stuff there, Nezzy. Permission to give the macro lay of the land on the 9-gamer here.
Yeah, let's get it, man.
All right, dude, we got Coors Field game here. Coors fell flat on its face last night there, much due to my guy, Jake McCarthy there. People forget, better than Saquon Barkley at running the football. He has a walk-off triple with an asterisk last night as our guy Jaron Duran misplays a ball in left field there, but not a ton of offense in that one where people were looking for offense last night. So a little bit of a flop lag spot here for the people. We get a watered down Guardians lineup tonight. We get a Brewers and Reds game at Great American Small Park that people wanted to go to last night in a big way. It fell flat on its face. So we get a little bit of flop lag in that one. Yeah, it's very interesting to have SP1 on the slate at Coors Field, which is just a little bit of an anomaly. Not my personal SP1 on the slate there, but we'll talk about it in a second. Yeah, you get the Athletics out of their good hitting environment, but they get a volatile pitcher on the other side with Robbie Ray. Yeah, Citi Field, maybe a little bit of weather. Target Field, maybe a little bit of weather. Citi Field was postponed yesterday, so I'll get your thoughts on that. And then, Busch Stadium just not playing great for hitting in a vacuum there and kind of reflected in the run total, though I'm not sure there's any pitching in that one that we'll be interested in. Yeah, that's kind of my macro rundown. What did I miss, Nez? What things are interesting you?
I think we're pretty okay weather-wise, except for the Twins game. And Roth thinks that it'll finish. So, for bats, it's probably fine. But it is an orange right now, so it could be, just some ugly weather there. Pitching is a no-go for me, but he does seem to think it'll play, but not necessarily great hitting conditions either in a park that's already not great for hitting. So I'm not getting a ton of Ohtani right now, just based on the run the sim stuff and the weather and the conditions here. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll try my hand at a different 101 instead. But yeah, everything else though, this is the worst pitching slate I think maybe you've ever seen for a 9-gamer. Wow. I believe it's 9 games. I mean, dude, the pitching is hilariously bad on this one. Pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, so much so that you're getting Yamamoto and Nolan McLean drafted as SP 6 and 7, and they're not even pitching tonight.
Wow, people are just I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll get a swap later. We got some pressing news in the chat right now. Wine tickets. Smitty, give me 2 seconds. I'll message you. Okay.
Is that for tomorrow?
Yeah, that's tomorrow's match for the.
You don't have tickets yet?
Well, we had lotto tickets and then we sold them because we didn't know if we were going to be back or not, and we were going to be traveling or whatever. And now we're kind of playing catch up to buy back. And I'm kind of in this wishy-washy territory of we just spent a shit ton of money and I'm, about to spend a shit more ton of money. Do I really want to do this or not? And now we're middle of the show and he's trying to pull trigger on tickets. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I don't know. So mental gymnastics and a peek into the mind of your boy right now. But I kind of think there's a 0% chance I don't go tomorrow. Right. So anyways, there you go. All right, dude, let's break down the pitching. You alluded to it off the top there, dude, that it does not look like a very good pitching slate. You got Sonny Gray in Coors. You got Parker Messick, who has been nice with it the majority of this year. A couple hiccups in recent memory there while I was away, but has been pretty nice in general. White Sox a little bit better against left-handed pitching than right, though. Shane Baz, some strikeout rate stuff. Everybody went to Kyle Bradish yesterday, and he diced it up. No Michael Nelson Trout in the lineup for the Angels there, so that waters it down ever so slightly. So maybe Shane Baz is in a decent spot, but the park is playing okay for home runs. Robbie Ray, man, has a walk problem, but when he's on, he is on. And it definitely looks like a better to go against this lineup with left-handed pitching than right, but he's a very polarizing pitcher these days. Nice things that you could say is that it's a good place to pitch. Yeah, I don't know, man. Cleveland, you go up against Sean Burke has the ability. I was very outspoken about not being a huge Sean Burke guy in the offseason there, but he's been pretty nice with it in recent memory. And you get no Jose Ramirez or Chase DeLauder in that lineup, which really waters down the Cleveland side of things. So that makes Burksy look kind of nice here. And then you get into some of the weather stuff, and you get into, can you trust Senga? J.R. Ritchie has a home run problem against lefties, but at least it's a good park. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's sparse out here, man. So who is your SP1 on the slate, and how are we going to rank it out for the people?
Yeah, it's Sean Burke for me. Burke. I'm gonna call him Burke. Sean Burke for me, and it's just because obviously of like the Cleveland matchup here. Like Burke's fine, but he has the highest K projection on the slate of 6. Really though, I'm just like not forcing the issue with him. I'm not like trying to run not walk to get my starting pitcher. For me, I'm mostly just waiting to the end and not trying to stack against myself. But who do I think will score the most points out of all the starters? It's definitely him.
Okay, cool. I like that shout, man. This is also interesting here at the game last night. Yeah, that one went to extras and then was a walk-off. But the bullpen was awful last night. So there's another, feather in the cap for Sean Burke needing to go deep today. I actually haven't looked at the bullpen metrics from yesterday. But yeah, just another feather in his cap as SP1 on the slate, cost adjusted. Respect the take, dude. Do you like Parker Messick in a vacuum more than him, or do you literally like Sean Burke more than Parker Messick today?
I mean, in a vacuum, I like Messick more, but in the context of today's slate, I like Berkey more. I think Messick's better than Berkey, but I think Berkey looks better today.
Okay. I respect it, dude. So if we're gonna rake it out, ADP adjusted, would you put Parker Messick next, or would you like somebody else?
No, I would probably. I think I'd put Shane Baz next.
Okay. Yeah, we love attacking the Angels for strikeout purposes. A little bit of juice to the home run stuff, according to the ballpark pal in that one. Just a little bit of popping there at Angel Stadium. Whenever Angel Stadium gets a little bit warm, the home runs are always going to pop there. And Shane Baz is a little bit susceptible to it, but more so it's susceptible to putting runners on, that sort of thing. But it's been pretty encouraging to see him routinely go deeper in ball games this year. That was always the knock on Shane Baz on the Rays, and now all of a sudden we're seeing him go 7 almost every turn out here. So I like the shout, man. There's a lot of strikeouts available in this lineup for a right-handed pitcher going up against a right-hand laden Angels lineup.
Yeah, and even if the K's maybe they don't show up, I just don't see him getting shelled here. They do have Soler back. Adele has just been really bad against righties. Neto hasn't been anything special, and he's striking out a ton. There's just not a lot here that really worries me.
Sure, yeah.
So I think Baz has a pretty good chance to go deep. Has a pretty good ceiling for my money.
I kind of like Neto as a scroll today. When I saw his ADP, he didn't even have an ADP this morning, and I was like, one-off Neto leading off, don't need to full stack against it, but has a little bit of pop, has a little bit of speed, can score you 16 fantasy points, that kind of thing, and nobody's going to use him as a one-off kind of thing. Yeah.
I mean, lead off Neto is definitely a viable one-off, especially in LA. I'm not looking to stack the Angels, but
sure,
could do a one-off Neto. I could go for that.
Okay, cool. Some other arms that we can hit on here. Nez, Parker Messick up next for you, or will you trust Sonny Gray in Coors with some strikeout potential with that Rockies lineup? Rockies lineup getting a little bit better, getting Mickey Moniak back here.
Is he coming back today?
Yeah, I believe so.
Huge. Yeah. Let's go.
Activated, but not in the lineup Monday. So it was the same situation as Ellie De La Cruz. They were both activated yesterday, but then they weren't in the lineups, and now they're going to play today, is my understanding.
Yeah, I think I'd have to go with Messick.
Okay.
The White Sox do have like a pretty, like, I mean, they've had a good offense all season, but like, Grichuk is, renowned lefty killer. He's having a great season against lefties. Vargas, obviously, breakout year for him. Like, they do have some strong righties, but a lot of strikeouts available here, and pretty good run total in this one. Messick just seems like a very, very safe option.
Yeah, he's kind of like the Roars, or the floor is not Roars kind of spot for me.
Yep.
Like Colson Montgomery, big time power, even lefty. Like Montgomery's been okay since he got called up and is a switch hitter. But like, if you look at the kind of 5 through 9 without Morikawa in this lineup, like, yeah, man, it's like Vargas and Grichuk are like kind of like it that you have to be scared about that have plus matchups, right? Like Colson, you can play against anyone. Chase Modric, like, I don't really care. Like, he's had a couple home runs this year, but like, he's not the kind of archetype of a profile that's going to kill you against a lefty. And then everybody else is like fringe quad A guys.
Yeah, like this is not like a great lineup as a whole. For sure. It's really just at top of that order.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a good shout here. Vargas with a 2.48 home run today against Messick, which is traditionally a spot where Vargas has like, a 1.9 or a 2.2 or a 1 or a 2.1, something like that. So showing Parker Messick a decent amount of respect there.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. Is it time for Sonny Gray yet here, or do you like, the potential of Robbie Ray ceiling more in the better ballpark? I don't think we want to play pitching at all with like the Robleski stuff. Senga kind of scares me, like just in a vacuum, and a little bit of that weather. I know you said it wasn't as concerning as the Minnesota spot, but I'm a little bit scared. Thoughts on where we go next?
Yeah, I think the weather scares me. Otherwise, like, I would say Robleski.
Okay.
Just keep an eye on that. If it looks like, if the game has like a late start, that would be pretty good for Robleski. Like, that would imply that like they think they can wait it out and then play without that delay, after that. But I am pretty concerned about the weather, obviously, as I've said. It's tough after this. I think I would probably consider Eduardo Rodriguez.
Okay.
Just from like a floor standpoint.
You get some leverage on the ownership
really
too.
Strong. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm just saying you get some leverage on the ownership as well.
Yeah, definitely. This is a really, really strong lineup with Jordan Walker and Ivan Herrera hitting at the top of the order. But for the most part, though, the rest of these guys, like, don't really match up that well against lefties. It's just a matter of like getting a quality start. If you can get a quality start from Erod, you're thrilled.
Yeah, good shouts, dude. I mean, the Cards have been pretty good against lefties, like in a vacuum this year, especially the top of that lineup, and like, Walker and Herrera like play better against them. But if the Cardinal stuff is going to be like pretty chalky, which it looks like it is right now, just given Ivan Herrera's ADP, I kind of like the double bubble notion of like, this is floor, a little bit of safety, and you get some double bubble if Herrera's going to be like 85% owned. Because if you look at the conditions here, like those home runs playing way down, the run scoring environment playing way down at Busch, this looks like a positive setup despite like the fact that the Cards have been okay against lefties this year.
Yeah, that's in his favor for sure. It's just that type of slate, man. Like, this is it's just you got to pick your poison.
Yeah, I think if there was no weather concerns, I'd like Robleski the best next, just because the bullpen behind him, how good that park can play at times, especially for lefties versus lefties. And then the fact that like the Twins lineup, I'm not really scared about anyone against left-handed pitching, except for like Royce Lewis has a little bit of a bump. And, Buxton obviously is a lefty killer and has been an absolute stud this year. So you're scared about Buxton. But if you navigate Buxton, it could look a lot like last night where it's like Shohei and Buxton both homer in the first inning. Looks like the game's going to smash, and then nobody scores a run until the 8th inning in that one. So like Wroblewski would look pretty nice. So keep an eye on the weather here, because if the weather is nice, like I would definitely bump Wroblewski into this spot. I'm pretty down, much as you are, on Sonny Gray and Robbie Ray, but I will take them if they fall in kind of like this vicinity, but not stacked against them. I actually like Shea Bangoliers as a one-off versus Robbie Ray. Also, like, you can always play Nick Paz, lefty-lefty. He's homered in 8 of his last 14 games or something insane like that. So, like, playing Nick Paz anywhere is just totally fine. But I do kind of I like the way we've oriented this, where our cost-adjusted ones are over the chalkier Gray and Ray combo.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to play a ton of Sonny Gray, man, especially if he's SP1. Like, what?
Yeah. It's me with that.
No, thank you. I'm sure he drops during the day, but no way, dude.
Yeah, I respect it. Any love for going to the Cubs and Mets game for pitching and doing the Senga and or Edward Cabrera thing?
Yeah, they're fine. The weather isn't like too bad in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I Cabrera more than Senga for sure.
Yeah. Those two, to me, this ball game in a vacuum just screams like 5-4, 6-3 ball game, 5-4 ball game. And it's just kind of like nobody matters unless Soto hits, 2 home runs or goes 3 for 4.
Yeah, I am, a capitulator on PCA. I think he's just crushing right now and hitting lead off. And yeah, I think the Cubs, are a fun stack today, to be honest. Just Senga just looks so bad.
Yeah, he's returned to rookie season front of the year PCA.
Yeah, even in this ballpark, I think it's totally fine.
Okay. Anybody else that we're interested in, man? Lodolo, once upon a time, was a guy that we used to get excited about, but this Brewers lineup is pretty strong, and they're okay against lefties. Nothing bad ever happens to the Brewers. J.R. Ritchie, I mean, the nice thing you could say is the park is nice, and San Diego has been scuffling, but like, I kind of like Gavin Sheets to homer against him today. Like, just that he's got a problem with left-handed power. Anybody else that you want to get to?
Not really. No one that I really like. No one that I've drafted today.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you were playing on the redacted side and you were like chasing some floor salary guys and stuff, like Savali's kind of fine, Brandon Sprout's kind of fine, but probably not on our site.
Not for me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sullivan got absolutely slaughtered by the Cubs last time out, so we're probably only playing bats there. All right, there's your definitive 7. Burke, Boz, Messick, Wroblewski with an asterisk. Probably put Erod over him, both for the leverage and just for the comfortability in terms of the weather dynamics. And then your kind of like fallback options, if they fall in rooms, would be Wroblewski, Gray, and Ray. And then Nez was kind of not poo-pooing on the potential of Edward Cabrera with some right tail outcomes against the Mets there.
Yep. Yeah.
Cool.
Cabrera's totally fine.
Trying to get my vocabulary back. Apparently, I'm abusing the word vacuum today.
Sure.
Go AZ Cards. What's good, baby? All right, dude. Let's talk about the stacks and some of the plays that we like here. You can see in terms of ADP that the Coors Field game isn't priced up as high as you would normally think. Ellie was going 1 earlier in the day, which I kind of just didn't really understand. But some good hitters at the top of the lineups here, kind of like the usual suspects. Then the Baltimore stuff kind of gets a little bit priced up. We haven't really talked about them at all going up against Ryan Johnson there. I don't know. Who's kind of like your favorite stack on the day right now, Nez?
I'm getting to a ton of Brewers right now.
All right, cool. Nothing bad ever happens to them. You like Brewers going up against Lodolo?
Yeah, they've been my my primary stack right now. They're very cheap relative to what their projections are. So
Mm-hmm.
really easy to stack. They've just been like what I've been trying to build up in my portfolio to start the day, and then I'll deviate from there.
Okay, cool. Jackson Churio, the highest projecting player according to Run the Sims, and a full point ahead of Wilson Contreras, who I put on the cover and thought was my favorite play on the slate there relative to ADP and matchup, that sort of thing. So yeah, very interesting stuff from Nez there, going by way of the Milwaukee stuff. They have Churio, William Contreras, not to be confused with Wilson, and Bryce Terang all in their top kind of like 20-ish in terms of projection.
Yeah, they look good. They are facing a lefty, but Churio and Contreras obviously prefer that. And then don't sleep on Andrew Vaughn.
Yeah, I like that shout. Probably in there instead of Rake Bowers today with the handedness advantage, and once upon a time a little bit of a lefty killer there. You probably get one of the switch hitting outfielders in there as well today. Any contrarian bat that you like? Probably Vaughn.
Yeah, Vaughn is like a jam and a half.
Okay, cool. Yeah, they might do the Cooper Pratt thing as well. Is he in our player pool? I know he'll probably be. Cooper Pratt as a guy with no ADP who's just going to be like a min salary redacted guy who's been scoring fantasy points in recent memory. Might be like a good toss in guy, bottom of the order, wraparound stack guy. Yeah,
good shout.
Handedness advantage. Yeah, I guess they're probably going to have Blake Perkins in there today as the switch hitting outfielder. But yeah, Terang and Yelich for sure will be in there, lefty.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool, man. I would have the Red Sox next. Let's use Andrew Vaughn as the placeholder there. We don't have to go through all the teams because there's 18 teams on the slate here, and then we'll go through some of the scroll plays and stuff. I would have the Red Sox next. I'm a little bit weary. I guess leery would be the word that I'm looking for. I'm a little bit leery on the Jarren Duran ADP today, like just after the blemish yesterday in the outfield. If they find a rest day for lefty, but there's a bunch of left-handed guys that are in that outfield that are going to have to be in here. But man, the reason I bring up the Red Sox is a lot of the guys at the top of the order, like I obviously love Wilson Contreras, like in a vacuum today, but like a lot of the guys in this Boston order that I think are going to be hitting up, yes, they carry pinch hit risk, but like a lot of these guys that I think are going to be hitting up in the lineup are just not getting drafted today. Like I think Durbin's going to be like in the middle of that order. Andrew Monasterio is going to be in there. Nate Eaton's going to be in there. Carlos Novaez is going to be in there. Maybe Connor Wong's in there as well. Like some of these right-handed kind of like mashers, they carry pinch hit risk, but they're at Coors Field against a dude that just gave up 8 runs to the Cubs who had a lot of right-handed power sticks in there, and nobody's drafting them because flop lag, they're not sexy names, etc. So like these are kind of like the min salary redacted guys or cheaper salary redacted guys that are going to be stone cold chalk that nobody's taking on our site. So thoughts on this one?
Yeah. Agree with everything you said there, man. These ADPs I think are like just not correct. I mean, Monasterio is going to hit top of the order. Rafaela is going to hit top of the order. Wilson Contreras is the only one that's priced correctly, but nobody else knows what to do with the rest of these guys. I'm pretty into cheap Red Sox today, man. Like anytime that you get a cheap Coors team, it's a jam. It's always a jam. The only other thing here, Mickey Gasper is like probably not gonna start.
Yeah, I think they go with the handedness stuff instead. I mean, if you're looking at the simulated run totals on the ballpark pal there, you can see a 5.35 for your beloved Brewers there. You see a 5.4 with the Dodgers with some weather concerns. And then you see kind of like the Red Sox there next, them and the Rockies with some decent totals, very comparable totals across the board there. And a lot of these guys just not getting drafted. But then again, 9-game slate, 18 teams to choose from. You can mix and match. I'm going to put Caleb Durbin in here, even though Wilson Contreras is clearly my favorite play there. I think him and, Nate Eaton and Caleb Durbin, something like that. I also already put Ceddanne Raffaello, Pick'em in there. So, we got breaking footy news in the chat here, Cristiano Ronaldo, after Messi sets the record yesterday, it was so obvious that he would go ahead and score today. So it looks like Cristiano Ronaldo proving his worth early in that one. Angels going off today from the best ball guy. South Stewart, my GOAT, going off today. Respect the takes, gentlemen. Respect the takes. Nezzy, who's next up for you if we're going to do these two?
In terms of team or?
Yeah, team.
I would probably go to the Rockies.
Okay. Playing the other side of Coors and getting leverage off SP1.
Yeah, I always prefer Rockies against right-handed pitching. Sonny Gray doing better, in his last few starts here, but getting Mickey Moniak I think is a really big deal for this team, and this is a really fun team to stack whenever he's back. He was having a really good season before he left and for the IL, just destroying right-handed pitching this year. So getting him in the middle of that order is a ton of fun. This is a very I'll say it's a pretty strong lineup against right-handed pitching. McCarthy lead off. Rumfield is hitting righties well. Goodman smashes righties and lefties. Like I just said, Moniak, Johnston. Like this is a lineup of really strong bats against right-handed pitching, and they get Sonny Gray. So I'm pretty into that. Shout out the Rockies, man. They seem like great plays today.
Yeah, I like that shout. Looking at the Run the Sims projection stuff here, they have Hunter Goodman as the highest projecting one. Mickey Moniak a little bit lower down, but they have his order spot as 7th. I'd project him a little bit higher in that that lineup coming back today. I mean, I'd put him in the 3, 4, 5 range there. I think they continue to run with Jake McCarthy leadoff, but I would definitely have Moniak higher in this order than that.
Yeah, I think he hits probably right behind Goodman or maybe even right ahead of Goodman.
Yeah, I agree with you there. So as soon as you make that lineup adjustment, his projection bumps a little bit there. So we'll use Mickey Moniak as the placeholder, expecting him to be back in there after he wasn't yesterday, and now he gets the handedness advantage today. Good shouts there, Nezzy. Where else should we go for some full stacks next?
Next, I think you can probably look at the Orioles.
Yeah, I like the shout. I think it's Baltimore as well, man.
Yeah, pretty into them right now. I think that they're like kind of sneaky coming on lately. They got some guys that are really picking up the pace. They're facing Ryan Johnson, and I assume this dude is an opener, but I do not know.
I think he goes.
Okay.
I think he threw like 80 pitches last time out, I believe.
Yeah, 90 pitches. 90 pitches. Yep. So that's good. That's good news.
Very low strikeout rate.
Yeah, and their bullpen isn't good. He doesn't strike anybody out. He gets hit pretty hard. Nice. This is great news for us. I'm always playing Colton Cowser against righties right now. I think Colton Cowser is really, really heating up. In his last 30 days, for whatever it's worth, 432 WOBA against righties with a 333 ISO against them.
That for the best ball bags, baby.
Yeah, one time, man. I really like Cowser. Alonso has been killing lefties or righties this season. Orioles against right-handed pitching is where it's at. So you can play all these guys, like even like a sneaky like Jackson Holiday, like hitting at the bottom of the order, but like he can do some damage. Feeling healthier, so he's got the Q tag, but wraparound stack plus like standalone value. The Orioles up and down are a great bet today.
Like it, dude. Basallo in there. I'm gonna do the Basallo plus Cowser mini stack a couple times there. And you can 3-man it by mixing in Taylor Ward with the revenge game narrative and homers in the first inning yesterday. But like, I think Basallo and Cowser are some fun little like mini stacks when you don't tack them with these top end guys because they'll be paired so frequently together, and just use this as a little 2-man.
Yeah, I do really prefer hitting the Orioles from a contrarian angle.
Yeah. Cool. Sounds good. Shout out to Brett Nichols joining up to become a member. Gives you access to the paywall-based streams. That will be tomorrow with Nezzy Taeks there. Also seeing some Memby messages in the chat here. We got a 12-monther, woo, and we got a 26-monther. Love to see it. But yeah, welcome, Brett. Get a little access tomorrow. Yeah, college baseball World Series there. My boys won the College World Series last night. I love to see that. Oklahoma took it down. I saw that game was like 8-2 in like the latter part of the game there, and I turned it off. You know, I was jumping around. I was watching soccer last night. I actually fell asleep last night, dude, at like 6 p.m. Pacific. Like I was up at like 3 a.m. this morning. My clock is all backwards.
Yeah. It always takes a couple days.
Oh shoot, I left and messed up there, but we had I'll make it as we go here. Let's give the people a couple more stacks here, Nez, and then maybe a couple scrolls, and we'll move on from there. But Andrew Vaughn was our placeholder for that. The Boston stuff, I put Caleb Durbin in there. Then we had the Rockies. We had Mickey Moniak. I think he's going to be in there. And then we just talked about Samuel Basello and Colton Cowser. So who do you like next, dude? Is it time for some chalky Dodgers, some Cubs? Dodgers lineup note that, actually one lineup note pertaining to this is Blaze Alexander leaving yesterday. And then the other lineup note was
Kyle Tucker.
Kyle Tucker leaving for the Dodgers there as well. So not necessarily anticipating him in there today. So what do you think about Dodgers next? Do you like Twins? Do you like Arizona? Do you like Cubs? Who else do you like, dude?
Yeah, to be honest, like I'm not super interested in Dodgers stacks today, just given like the conditions there in Minnesota, but they're always like in play. Like I have no problem with Ohtani, but not necessarily in love with the Dodgers stacks today from like a blow up spot.
Mm-hmm.
I would put the Reds next.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I respect that, dude. We get Ellie coming back, strengthening, or presumably coming back, strengthening that lineup there. Anyone in particular that stands out for you here?
Just their studs,
Yeah.
Ellie, Sal, Blade, Nathaniel Lowe against right-handed pitching.
Okay.
Or is Sprout a left? Is Sprout a lefty? He's a righty.
Sprout's a righty, and he's been really hit or miss, dude. Like he throws fucking hard, but like he doesn't really strike anybody out. Then he strikes a whole bunch of guys out. Then he doesn't really strike anybody out. Then all of a sudden, the last two starts, he's only going like 65 pitches, like 60 something pitches, whereas he was going like 85 to 90 in some of those earlier starts. I don't know, man. He's kind of bang bust, but like in a vacuum, when I watch him pitch, I'm like, yo, this guy's got a little something here. But I don't know.
Yeah, interesting. Fastball guy, curveball, changeup as well. Primarily a fastball guy, like 75% of his pitches or 70% of his pitches.
Well, you can touch a hundo. So, I mean, I would throw my fastball a shit ton too.
Yeah. Throws the cutter a lot to lefties, as you would expect. But it's getting mashed. Is the problem. Like he throws his cutter 20% of the time to lefties, and they're just like they're not missing it. 500 ISO against.
Jeez.
Yeah, that ain't it.
Yeah, that'll play.
Yeah,
that'll play.
Blade and Lowe, and obviously Ellie, all seem like great plays. And then you could always do Sal Stewart too.
Respect it, man. Eugenio has been scuffling a little bit and moved down in that, but it's nice that he has outfield eligibility now for the DH factor. So just a note on the lineup stuff that I'm looking at. I don't know. They don't have. I'm seeing a couple different lineup iterations where like Matt McLean's in some of them and not in some of them. So we'll see. They continue to do the Blake Dunn leading off thing, so you can sprinkle some there, but I don't know. Sal Stewart, JJ Blade, and Nathaniel Lowe is kind of like where I would go as well.
Yep.
All right, dude. Let's use Nathaniel as the placeholder there. Why not?
Nice.
Actually, I kind of like Sal Stewart more, to be honest. But even though the handedness, but we'll put them both in there. Anybody else you want to talk about as full stacks there, dude? We haven't talked about the Angels. We haven't talked about the Athletics yet. Getting Robbie Ray, who can be a little bit volatile. You get some handedness stuff on the White Sox, plus some double bubble leverage if you want it. Cubs.
I think what I would prefer next would be the Giants, actually.
Okay, cool. Contrarian stack here.
Yeah, Savale has just been terrible.
Okay.
To put it bluntly, he's been very much not good. And the Giants definitely like kind of finding their groove right now. They're playing better baseball. Devers is still a total head case, but Chapman and Adames are heating up. Bryce Eldridge looks awesome.
Yes, I agree with that.
So a lot of strong lefties here, and you can even do Casey Schmidt as well, like hitting in the heart of that order. So this is like this seems like a classic like Giant slate where it's like old school underpriced Giants that like just managed to break the slate.
Late night hammer with limited pinch hit risk, unlike the old days.
Yeah, because no one wants to play them in that park, but they can still like pile on runs here. They still have one of the highest run totals on the slate despite the park. So I like their prices and they seem like really fun plays. I would probably do it without Devers, to be honest. Like he's gonna anchor every one of those stacks that you see for the most part. So I would just like absolutely avoid him because he's gonna show up in almost every Giant stack that exists.
Respect it, man. Willie Adames pretty good, ready this year. Jung Ho Lee's been on fire for a bit. I love the Bryce Eldridge ADP. I like that, dude. I would leave Bryce Eldridge as kind of like the pick to click in there. I like your stance on Giants. Anybody else that is a break the slate type of full man stack here, dude?
One more time.
Anybody else that is a full stackable break the slate guy? Maybe Cubs.
Yeah, maybe Cubs. I find it interesting that, the Mets are favored today, I believe.
Okay. Let me take a look.
Because I think the Cubs look better than the Mets from an offensive perspective against Kodai Senga.
Unabated line is -104 in favor of the Mets today. Yes.
Yeah, it's a toss up for sure, but yeah, I definitely prefer the Cubs against Senga. Senga's been bad the whole year. Just coming back from an injury as well. He made one start since that injury on the 16th, and 5 Ks, 4 earned runs in 4 innings, 82 pitches. He's just been struggling, man. Really having a lot of difficulty finding it. Now, the Cubs definitely, I think, are a little overrated.
Sure.
Just in terms of like the team that they were from the beginning to who they are now. But PCA, Bush, Hap, just like the top of that order is what I want. Like Nico Horner and Dansby Swanson have been atrocious, so no thank you on those guys.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I like it. I like Bush's ADP when we started scrolling there.
Yeah, he looks like he's going to hit like third or so. Yeah.
Brett's doing his first 7th inning stretch. He joined up to be a member. Nez will explain it all tomorrow as he's going through. But in a vacuum, pitching doesn't go that high. I don't know what it is comparatively to the redacted site because I don't play out there. But just in general, like the quality start pitching and the pitching scoring for season long is different than pitching scoring for daily. So keep that in mind. There's also a little bit more of a premium on 7th inning stretch for pitching because you don't have the entirety of the season to get guys healthy. You need healthy pitching for a 4-week sprint of a contest, and rolling to start pitching is like more important in that contest for the first 4 weeks than it is in any other style of our baseball stuff. So Nez will talk it all through tomorrow.
Yep. Yeah, I got you.
All right, dude. Anybody else that you want to mention as full stackable here? Do you like the Angels? Do you like Arizona? Do you like the Cards? Never
Arizona's
San Diego.
Cool. Arizona. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I prefer them against left-handed pitching, but they look good here against Kyle Leahy.
Yeah, can't keep getting away with it. All these fucking Cardinals righties that just evergreen, man. Can't keep getting away with it, but they stay suppressed because of the ballpark, man. Nobody hits homers off them.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying. But Leahy has gotten, beat up a few times this season. So, just like the chalk for Arizona, nothing crazy. Just like a Marte, Carroll, like Moreno or Perdomo triple stack and just leave it at that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, respect it. Maybe use let's use Marte as the kind of stopgap, even though their ADPs are high there. Cool, man. Pavin Smith might be in there today as well. I always like to play Pavin, aka Pavin, when he's in the lineup and hitting in the middle there. But yeah, thoughts on any other team that you would like to shout out today?
No one that's like standing out all that much. Maybe just Atlanta going up against German Marquez.
Yeah, I like that shout. Coming off the IL.
Yeah, man. They match up well against him. Like Baldwin and Olsen at the top of that lineup, like with Michael Harris.
Dubon's been leading off at times as well. You can get a little contrarian with putting him in there instead of Harris and or Albies.
Definitely.
Dude,
I'll probably avoid Riley and Albies.
Yeah, I like this shout, man. I like this little 3-man, pretty infield heavy if you want to play it, but yeah.
It is pretty infield heavy, so you do kind of have to lean on Dubon's an outfielder though in this, isn't he? Or no, they changed him back to an infielder. They changed him.
He's infield now. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's Michael Harris, and at least you get Dom Smith. I still like Dom Smith.
Cool. Yeah. Good shouts there. A little bit of left-handed power can play in San Diego too. Jorge Mateo's been really good.
Yeah, he has.
Not like break the slate, like more of like a Roto League darling right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, my boy down there. Don't know if he'll be in the lineup today, but yeah, I don't know. He's been playing all over kind of deal. So yeah. All right, dude. Are the rest of the teams just one-off and skinny stacks then?
Yeah, I'm not like super into the remaining teams personally. Yeah. But everybody can be mixed in today, like evergreen. But just considering how weak the pitching is, I think everybody's like pretty live. But what we talked about are like my favorites.
All right, cool. Let's jump in some drafts here. I'm going to throw out a couple one-offs and stuff. I kind of like the Gavin Sheets pick to click today. I kind of like the Shea Bangaliers pick to click today. I liked the Gavin Sheets price in the pick'em lobby there. I'm probably not playing a ton of Cleveland today, but if you wanted to stack with Travis Bazzana, go ahead and add like Kyle Manzardo to it. Feels kind of fine against Berkey there if you want some double bubble, but I think we're both playing the Berkey side of that. Yeah. Geloff has been scorching hot, and I think he's reached base in like 25 straight. If you want to do like the righty thing, the righty versus lefty thing. Jacob Wilson, an accumulator there who kills lefties. Yeah, anybody else you want to shout out by name?
No, I do like the Geloff call though.
All right. Sounds good, man. There's the definitive scroll / contrarian stacks / picks to click list. Those 13 names as contrarian stackable players. Let's hop in some drafts and see what it looks like. Gonna give ourselves a little turn Tuesday, draft number 5 for your boy, I think.
All right. Geloff not bad, not terrible for home run in the lobby. 3.39. Yeah.
Not usually a place or a guy that I do the pick to click thing.
Yeah.
Or, but I get it.
I mean, Bangaliers, you're not getting the Bangaliers today.
What is it? 1.6, 1.7?
1.7.
Yeah.
Curtsy 1.88. Yeah.
Curtsy lefty.
Yeah, not great. What about Soto? 1.9.
Yikes.
Can't do it.
We got Brad in here, man. We got T-Box in here. We got the Polymath in here. We got Klebs, who's got a new badge by the looks of it. I see that red one now. He's leveling up progressively every single day, being in here with us for the baseball slates. And then we got Joe Mama. Gotcha.
Good old T-Box. T-Box, see if he's hammering Brewers again. It was me versus him early on.
Okay. We will take a peek here. Appreciate the love, M-Wald. Yeah, good to be back in the saddle alongside my good friend Nezzy Taeks. One thing that's weird about like the Euro travel and stuff, it's kind of weird to know that the rest of the world is sleeping that you normally interact with while you're awake. It's kind of like this odd dynamic where it's like our conversating. Not only did the show conversating, go away, but our conversating went away, or like conversating with like, some of my buddies and stuff. It kind of just like went away because you're living life on opposite sides of the calendar, right?
Yeah, it is weird. You kind of feel like you're missing out.
Yeah, it does. I did wake up a couple times to watch the games though. Like Nikki was sleeping or whatever, and I sloughed off to like a bar or whatever. I got a couple traveling rules and I broke a couple of them, Nez, but one of my traveling rules is nothing good ever happens after 1 a.m. And I snuck out a couple times to go watch some ball, watch the finals a bit.
Well, that's okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I thought you really did it.
No. I really like Wilson Contreras. I like him on the cover today. I like doing some contrarian stacking with him. Who would you like to pair him with, Nez?
Let's maybe do a one-off with him, perhaps.
Okay, sure.
They're mostly infielders for the Red Sox, right? I would maybe say like Herrera or Soto.
Yeah, let's do Soto.
Okay.
I don't love that wind direction and the home runs at Busch today all that much, even though Herrera's a lefty killer. What's Herrera in the pick'em lobbies to homer today? He's got to be pretty decent.
I'm sure he is. Just putting some together here. 2.55.
That's pretty good against a lefty, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been scorching hot right now.
Yeah, we could use these as one-offs, or we could use Soto. Like my mind goes to using Soto as the one-off and then doing some of those cheeky Boston scrolls that nobody's getting to. But I'm probably going to do a bunch of that on my own accord anyways. So we could do, I don't know, Colorado's pretty cheap right now. Who else did we like as the contrarian stacks? Like doing Brewers without Churio.
Yeah.
What else stands out to you?
Orioles as well.
Okay. Cool. If I could have a beer or 10 with anyone, I think it would be John. I don't see the night ending early. It's a fair assessment, my friend. It's a fair assessment. We got to get you out to a dog bowl, and you'll see in real time.
Yeah, I had some of the latest nights I've had in a long time.
Yeah, so tell me about, where was the bachelor party at?
In Austin, Texas.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, buddy of mine that I met through a friend's friend, and we just ended up like in a group chat together for like fantasy basketball, and just kept in touch like throughout the year and whatnot. Good group of guys. It was a lot of fun. Haven't seen most of those guys in like a year and a half, or maybe even a little bit more.
Nice.
So
always adds to it.
Oh yeah, always. So just a good time, and just being a team player, dude. And trying to stay up as late as I could.
Yeah, the dad life factor is a little different there now. Nez, I think I got an idea here.
All right.
Burke's already gone. Let's take Shane Boz, okay?
Okay. I like it.
And this is going to correlate with a little bit of our Colton Cowser / Sam Basallo stack here.
Yeah, nice.
And then we can add on either one last one-off pick to click, or we can add on a Boston stack with Contreras.
Yeah, I'm cool with all that. Really like the contrarian Orioles, man. Like nobody's looking their way because they got off to a slow start, but they are really heating up, and this is like a great matchup for them.
Okay, cool. I like that. A little bit of wind blowing out there, some of that handedness stuff against Ryan Johnson. Ryan Johnson, once upon a time in that organization, was kind of like one of their higher end pitching prospects, like right-handed pitching prospect, but like that's not saying much for the Angels organization, you know?
Yeah. I'm honestly like not familiar with this dude's game at all. I'll have to check out Ryan Johnson Fangraphs. Yeah, it's 23-6-6. So, yeah, he was 7th in their rank.
Internal prospects or pitching prospects?
Internal. Yeah, had a good minor league year this year. 2.25 ERA, a lot of Ks. So he earned it.
Yep. Aaron saying that you're 100% right on the take that the purple should be 100K drafts.
Surprised I never you remembered that take. It's been a while since we talked about that.
I never want to leave the purple tier. The purple goes so hard.
The purple's elite, man. Yeah, it stands out. I just want to stand out.
Yeah, I was sad the first day when I wasn't in the top tier. I was like, this is fucking embarrassing. What am I doing with my life? And now I'm kind of like, oh, this goes hard.
Goes very hard.
Nez, I don't want to take over this team, but I got 2 plays for the fellas right now. Samuel Basallo for the stack. All right. Yeah. And we could scroll and do like Caleb Durbin or something like this and add it in. Or we could add another crazy one-off, something like that.
Let's do Durbin.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
This team will ship.
All right. Durbin's been hot as well. He's in Coors Field, pairs up well with Wilson Contreras. They're going to be a little bit of lineup correlation with them. You get ourselves a 2-2-1. We use Juan Soto as the one-off instead of like a lot of these teams will either have, Taylor Ward in here or they will have, why am I blanking on Sedan Rafaela or on Jarren Duran. Like that would kind of be the archetype of this. But there's a lot of fun pick to clicks down here. My one-off that I was going to suggest was actually Drake Baldwin. Drake Baldwin as a one-off feels good today.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Love Drake Baldwin.
I kind of like that Braves shout you had at the end there. I like some of these right-handed Milwaukee, like Andrew Vaughn being down here. I think Shea Bangliers is a great play. I like Michael Busch as a one-off, dude. Like a lot of people not getting to Michael Busch today. He's buried, hasn't been as strong lately, but he's got big time pop and he gets on base. So why not?
Yeah, why not? I mean, even if you don't get a homer, he's still a good player.
Yeah. All right, dude. I think that concludes the baseball segment, and I think it's time to draft something for the people here. I think I'm pulling rank here on the community. Nez, it's been a long time since I've done a BBM. I think I just want to draft a BBM with the boys.
Let's do it, man.
I got to start playing catch up here. Nez and I have been talking about doing some more of the Solver series. If you guys missed it, Nez did record a Solver series early on here, talking about his portfolio a little bit, talking about who was it? Parker Washington and Bucky Irving were your kind of guys?
Yeah, we had some pretty good discussions in the chat about those two. So I had to change the title to make it a little clickbaity.
Nice.
Because we did have some good talks in the comments between those two, which led me to take more Parker Washington. I'm taking a lot more Parker Washington right now.
Okay. Respect it.
Yeah.
What about Parker Washington?
He's in a pocket of the draft that like I don't think necessarily has like a ton of slam dunk wide receivers around him. It's also like the beginning of that like tier 2 of quarterbacks as well, which, nothing wrong with those guys, but a lot of guys I would prefer to have stacked. A little bit of an RB dead zone, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And, just kind of respecting what Parker Washington has done and what the coaches are saying about him more and more, that has me wanting to take him. I think this offense for the Jags is going to be awesome. Yeah, it is kind of interesting when you think about who the odd man out is in Jacksonville. Like, who will it be? It's, I think it's obviously Travis Hunter. And so you've got 3 wide receiver sets with a team that I think is going to run a lot of 11.
Okay.
With Washington, BTJ, and Jacoby. But yeah, it's a crowded room, but I think Parker Washington has kind of earned it. Woo, nice. I mean, not nice. Puka at 4 is just like, yeah.
Puka at 4 for you?
Yeah, this is like, you can't, in the top 4, I don't think you can do anything other than those 4.
Okay. I respect
and
it.
I think you can mix and match those 4, but I'm going to play it by ADP.
All right. Sounds good to me. Yeah, the reason I don't have a ton of Parker Washington is like, late breakout, flash in the pan guys kind of reminds me a little bit of like Juwan Jennings-esque, you know what I mean? Where it's just like, right. A little bit of that like later breakout portfolio or profile rather, that I'm not like jumping up and down to play. And there's a lot of mouths to feed in that offense, but I do like your sell job on it there. So I haven't thought about it at all, really. I haven't really thought about football at all. So you're kind of swaying me a little bit there. That offense could definitely go burr for sure.
They're gonna be so good, dude. Second year with Liam Cohen. The big question is like, can they replace what Travis Etienne did for them? Mm-hmm. And I think they can. If C-Rod can, get healthy, and then use Tootin, in conjunction with him, they can basically recreate ETN in the aggregate and maybe, get more efficiency. Trevor Lawrence took a huge step forward. Strange, is, still there, still good. Like they're a nasty offense. Yeah.
To use a lazy Liam Cohen comp, I guess it feels like kind of like Tootin is the Bucky Irving or like Tootin's like a little bit of the Rashad White minus the pass pro, I guess. And then Chris Rodriguez is like the Sean Tucker nail at the goal line, nail on the short yardage, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think that checks out. Mm-hmm. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is going to run for as many touchdowns as he did last year, but
that's true. He
did run a lot. He still runs a lot.
We're back up on the clock here. Derrick Henry falls all the way back to our Puka team.
Fuck? Are you kidding me?
Hey,
what a GM, man. Oh, my Lord.
Welcome back to the GOAT creator. There's a reason he's got the purple badge. Get a little GM there. Interesting room here, dude. I only recognize Klebs and Frog in here. Maybe I know Sean G. Maybe I know Vinny. I don't know. Just kind of looking around, but a lot of non-Badgers and stuff like this in this room. Justin Jefferson and Jonathan Taylor going ahead of Jackson Smith and Jigba. Genty going ahead of Christian McCaffrey and CeeDee Lamb. So that's what allows for the fall. Klebs is, flipping the board a little bit here and taking Flowers on this side. Olave not falling, even though I thought he'd kind of fall with the blood clot stuff, but it doesn't sound like they're overly concerned. Jeremiah Love is here for us. Rashee Rice is here. Who do you like?
I love Rashee, but this Jeremiah Love fall, this is like, you're going to be the only person with this trio.
All right. Well, we will be the only people with said trio.
That's right.
Let's go ahead. Jeremiah Love was on the cover. I put him on the cover just because I saw a tweet of yours or maybe a Discord message of yours that was talking about, hey, like capitulating a little bit. And then I did see a Liam one as well, was like, hey, nobody wants hilarious. It. Say again?
That Liam tweet's hilarious.
Yeah, he's like, nobody wants him because of the color of his jersey or whatever, but he's a generational prospect and he went in the top 3. I mean, I kind of see it both ways. I can get a little, Trent Richardson-y on my take here with Jeremiah Love. There was also some interesting quotes when he was at the podium during OTAs, and his direct quote was like, yeah, I'm happy to like split, and I don't want to be like they were asking what excites him about like being in the league, and he's like, oh, I don't have to be the guy anymore. Like, we have a lot of guys here, was his response, which isn't necessarily what you want to hear, but I guess it's being a good team player. I don't know. I don't really have a lot of him right now because I'm scared of the contextual identity of the team. Maybe that changes if James Conner becomes a cut candidate or something like that, but it sounds like they just love him on that team. So I can't imagine that's going to happen, but yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts on Love? Because you had more takes than I really did.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely am worried about the team and his ability to, pay off value. But when you look at the guys behind him, there's, I think equally as much risk. Like, I think Kyron, I think more often, you run the season 1,000 times, Kyron's going to outscore Jeremiah Love. The more often than not, but Jeremiah Love's going to have like way better, right tail outcomes than Kyron for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The offense on paper is like good, so there's a chance that this actually is like not as bad of an offense as we think. And just like the players around him, I'm just like, yeah, this is like the best bet for best ball for players around him. So like, yeah, I don't like the landing spot. I don't like the fact that they're not favored in any games, but just kind of like putting on the best ball hat a little bit. I think Jeremiah Love's a good pick. I do think I like Rashee Rice more, but that's such a sick GM that I don't think anybody else is going to have.
All right, cool. We could pair up Devontae Adams here. We could go Scatta Boys mount up. We could do Waddle. I like Waddle. J-Mo, who do you like?
I think Waddle or Scattaboo, and I think I like Waddle more.
Okay, I respect the take. I like Waddle just in a vacuum. I think he's a good football player. I think we probably need wide receiver more than running back here because we're going to get hammered with this big pocket that comes back to us. And I don't know how much better a bet that Scatabo is than like Bucky Irving in the 5th necessarily. Yeah, so I'd be happy to take the wide receiver there. I guess the double stack is kind of interesting with Puka and Adams there if we wanted to set up that, but a lot of eggs in one basket this early in the draft.
Yeah, I think I'd rather do Waddle, but yeah, which we did. But that is an option there. Scattaboo, I think he did a backflip, so he looks good. Love that he did love that he did a backflip on that ankle. But I am a little worried that the Giants' offense is very bad with Neighbors' slow start. They really struggled last year. I mean, without Neighbors, like Dart, played was Superman, but he also had some awful games down the stretch too. Whenever they were down bad.
Good shouts. Adams comes back to us. Dude. I think it's probably a windmill here, but
this is Adams for sure. But go to the board after.
Mm-hmm.
Look at my guy Cleves taking Zay Flowers at 22. Like, I'll get Lamar in the 5th round, get that nice little stack. And then Dot says,
Wow.
I want Lamar Jackson. That's
wow.
Nuts.
Yeah, that is a kick to the groin because Cleves is setting up that kind of contrarian left side of the board, Zay Flowers stuff, because Zay and T, both guys that, good high production, high value wide receivers that live paired together on the right-hand side of the board. They live over here. So he does a nice little flip the board exercise here, says, why not me? And then he's looking to set up that Lamar stack, and Lamar goes ahead of ADP unstacked right in front of him. That's a cruel way to live. But he's got that double stack for Burrows set up, so he can't be too sad.
Yeah. He's still got a good team.
Mm-hmm.
This is a crazy room, man.
Hoham's saying they were fine without Neighbors when Scat was fully healthy. I mean, I'm a little bit worried about that wide receiver core too, because at least they had Wan'Dale Robinson with some little stuff there last year.
He was real.
Like now it's like, who are we relying on as a returning guy? Darius Slayton? Like I'm a little bit scared of that. They signed the corpse of everybody, like the Juju, the Odell, etc. But yeah.
Yeah, I think Malachi Fields is like very much overlooked in the 18th rounds right now because, you just hear the names that we're talking about, and I don't think this team's actually going to compete this year, like seriously. So why wouldn't they give like that rookie looks in 2 or 3 wide receiver sets? Given how this offense looks, so he's definitely in play. I think, especially if their defenses are going to be good. I mean, they traded, Sexy Dexy, so.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more of the shootout laden environment there.
Yeah. Yeah. Could be fun. Could be fun.
I like this quote from Slayton here. Any offense making Wandale Robinson prolific is functionally the opposite of fine.
Hey man, respect Wandale's ability to command a target.
Good comeback from Hohames there. The same could be said. I don't think we want Burrow here. No. Parker Washington, does he fit the narrative?
See, this is what I mean, man. Like, I think Parker or Jaden Daniels, like, take your pick here, man. But I think Parker Washington, like, he's starting to make more sense to me.
You know what? I'm going Jaden, dude. I love Jaden this year. Jaden's been like a little bit of my guy. We get him on the right-hand side of the board a lot. And now the fact that we get him with this GM start, like that was a portfolio play more so than anything.
How so?
Like just the fact that I know I like Jaden and knowing that I currently have a lot of Jaden on the right-hand side of the board. And then we get a GM start. I'm like, okay, I just want to double down on my Jaden bet with this team because like if my Jaden bets all smash, I want it paired with the combo that we think is crazy unique right now.
That makes sense. Don't have to like worry totally about stacking Jaden Daniels either if you don't want to. Mm-hmm. But easy to back stack if you do want it.
Metcalf and Parker Washington go there. Cleves gets his Burrow stack there. A little soft spot for running back here. I like Tony Redacted. Is there anybody else you prefer?
I think I'd prefer Ramondre, but I'm not like, you can take Tony if you want to.
All right, let's take Tony.
Okay.
I'm good with both. Yeah, I could see like the Ramondre Stevenson stuff being like super, super real because you have a team that went to the Super Bowl last year and clearly showcased they loved him. And then they went out and got their alpha wide receiver. And it's like, hey, let's just run this back and make it like good again and have another year of Drake May expanding himself. I could also see the inverse narrative of like, okay, what makes this team functionally better? Oh, it's Travion also takes that step forward. It's Drake May has more design run stuff inside of the goal line instead of us just pounding Ramondre, that sort of thing. I could spin zone that one both ways.
Yeah, I'm not in love with Ramondre, but hearing more of the bull case for Ramondre lately, like has me thinking that he may just, it may just be like pretty simple and just like take the guy that was better last year. When both were healthy, like completely dusted Trevion when both were healthy. The problem is that Trevion was was he a first round pick? I think he was a first round pick.
I think he was like one of the last picks of the first round. Yeah. Yeah.
He was a very high capital pick, was great whenever Ramondre was out, but still got dusted when Ramondre was in. And I think, also like Ramondre had better numbers when in the passing game than Trevion. So it's not even like you can really hang your hat on the passing work for Trevion. It's like, well, actually, Ramondre was the better back on passing down. So, but it's like it's such like a best ball thing where you're forward thinking. You're not trying to have week one brain, but just like with the Love and Kyron example, I think more often than not, Ramondre outscores Trevion on the season, but better right tail for Henderson.
Like it, dude. It was top of the second round. It was Judd. Right. It was Judkins who went first, and then it was Travion. So the teammates and everybody was debating which of the two you would take over the other one, and then they both went top of the second round. It was Amari and Hampton who went in the first.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit, we're up.
Oh, hello.
I'm looking this up. Harvey, Rico?
No, Rico's okay. I would maybe say like Laporta.
I'm good with it.
Yeah, Laporta or yeah.
Okay.
Not really. I'm pretty worried about RJ Harvey.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think Rico's kind of an end of a tier mentally for me there of a guy who like if one or the other goes down, you could just have an absolute smash in a backfield. Because we've seen Rico do a little bit of everything, and Mike McCarthy clearly likes him. He was the guy who gave him 1 billion touches for the Cowboys, and now he goes out and gets his guy. Like I could see that one both ways, where both Warren and Rico are valuable in the same way that Warren and Gainwell were valuable last year. But then if one goes down, the other smashes as well. So I kind of like that bet in a vacuum. It's interesting to see Cleves pair them together.
It is. I don't hate it, but I've never done it.
Michael Wilson's going to be staring us in the face here. Stafford for the double stack just makes too much sense and shut it down at quarterback.
Yeah. What do you think? Do we just, that feels like kind of important?
Yeah. I think when you spend as much capital as we did on Rams pass catchers, that you want the thrower, because there's no way they get home, there's no way they get home without Stafford, right?
Yeah. Yeah. The team just doesn't work without it.
Yeah.
Yep, might as well. We follow the story. It always feels weird to like take Stafford over Mahomes, especially if following Mahomes. But
yeah,
he was the MVP, dude.
Yeah, and he's the wide receiver maker, and he was the MVP, and he plays all those games in those domes. Mahomes is coming off an injury. Like I can spin zone it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Nice start for us.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point from Jason, that like Ramondre can literally fall in the end zone 12 times by accident if the offense takes a step forward. Like it's 100%. It's like the LeGarrette Blount thesis of like back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
Ecox are saying similar. Like we're going to be frustrated by Ramondre outperforming Hendo most weeks.
Week one, Henderson's going to project for like single digits.
Right. Yeah, 100%.
You're like, what? My bags? Like, what's going on?
The Hendo allure is like what we saw on his first touch ever in the NFL, where he just like goes house call from like 100 yards or whatever the fuck it was on special teams. And you're just like, the allure is that him and Bashal Tutin are the next Devin Achan, better in best ball. I only need 12 carries and 6 catches to house them from 40 yards out. Like that's the thesis, right?
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I do think that there is a chance that he can improve as a football player, another year under Vrabel and whatnot. It probably should, it's probably typically a more expensive best ball pick in the past, this situation. Just the way, we kind of like the Slappies kind of have lost their ways a little bit, and we're drafting smarter.
Yeah. I think this is probably going to make sense for a little running back spot for us. I am sort of agreeing with, who was it that said it in the chat, that the Laporta pick, Jason saying that the Laporta pick was a little bit of a punt.
It wasn't.
Now that we get this tight end pocket back, I'm fine with it.
No, I'm sorry, dude. Laporta has such high touchdown equity.
That's true.
Yeah, this is
I like Aaron Jones. Could also do like a Bill with Daniels thing.
Yeah, I'm cool with Aaron Jones.
I think I like it better than a stacked Bill with Daniels. Like Bill negatively correlates with a rushing quarterback who doesn't check down a lot, and you get like a early down touch guy who has no pass catching equity whatsoever. Like I don't want to pair those two together. I'd rather just take a ceiling shot on Aaron Jones.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I would say is like I do think that they can correlate if the offense is good. It's like it doesn't matter. But
I was thinking more on a week to week basis opposed to a season long basis.
Yeah,
they definitely correlate on a season long basis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we get him back, I would consider it maybe, but I mean, you're not drafting him to catch passes. He caught nine passes last year.
Right. Very interesting construction for us. A 2-4-3-1, despite spending early running back capital. It looks like a 5 running back team at most. Casey Concepcion's here. Shakir's here. Coker's here. I kind of like Diggs. Who do you like?
I'm cool with Diggs.
All right.
I love Diggs, man. I take a lot of Diggs.
I mean, dude, he was a 1K guy. Like, he was a 1K guy in a spot that like didn't really even want him all that much last year. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if he lands in Washington, as some people are forecasting right now, Like that feels like a good correlated bet. It also feels like a fine like ceiling shot. Like he doesn't seem like the dude who's not going to land somewhere after the charges went away and nobody's really scared about the pink stuff on the boat anymore.
Yeah. I think he's the first domino that needs to fall for this wide receiver free agency class.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see where he lands. He's been rumored to Atlanta. Mm-hmm. I'm not so sure. Talked about I heard the Colts as well as an option, which I think is the favorite right now. And mm-hmm. I don't even hate that. Danny Dimes was good last year. So
yeah, take a little bit of that Michael Pittman shit that everybody's trying to give to Alec Pierce expansion role, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then another team that I would not be surprised, but I don't think he will, is the Ravens.
Okay. I mean, they have a lifelong contingent plan of bringing in the dusty tail end of career.
Yeah, I got that from I think it was Ship Chasing or ADP Chasing or one of those guys brought it up. That's just like what the Ravens do.
Right. Yeah.
So it totally fits the bill there. And I mean, they drafted 2 decent rookies. Like Surratt, I think, is probably the leader in that clubhouse to like be the wide receiver 2 there. Bateman, mm-hmm. RIP, but yeah. Okay.
We're probably done at quarterback here. There's Tracy. There's the Hunter swing. There's Cooper. There's tight end. We could stack up Chig and shut it down.
Let's take Chig. He's my favorite pick on the board right now. I don't really care if we miss out on anybody else.
All right. Sounds good to me.
I'd be pretty upset if we missed a stack.
Okay, cool. I'm good with it then. Probably done at tight end then. I mean, you could always tell me a third one, but like it's a very interesting roster construction now where it's like, is this like a 9 wide receiver team? And it's like, whoa, you have Puka, Waddle, and Adams. It doesn't have to be. This team's very strong.
Yeah, it is strong. Like this is, I think, just like we kind of talked about this like years ago, man, where like we were drafting and I was like, just take like the best player and like figure it the fuck out. Who cares? I'm like, okay, cool. We already have like, like 3 running backs. We took Aaron Jones. Like who cares, man? Like just take the best pick and then like fill in the gaps later. You are doing yourself a disservice by drafting for need in like the 5th round.
Right. Yeah.
And now you're seeing it more and more.
Yeah. Well said, dude. I guess I would lean wide receiver. I hate Travis Hunter, but
you don't have to do Hunter.
It's definitely a fun ceiling shot here. Debo's kind of fun too.
Yeah. I think Debo is like, I'm totally fine with Debo or one of these tight ends because this is like the end of a tight end tier. Like
Debo or Gadsden.
Juwan. Let's do Debo.
Okay. I kind of like the notion of like fuck around, find out. This is it's a little bit of a GM start. I was also reading Herzig's like my guys this morning. And this has like all Herzig's my guys on it. It has Jaden Daniels, Tony Pollard, Devontae Adams. Yeah, those are all like on his my guys list. Dude, I think this team kind of fucks so far.
Oh, it does for sure. Yeah, you're back and just hitting 110 off the bat.
Yeah, I like this, man.
Yeah. That wide receiver pocket was interesting. I kind of agree with what we did with going with like the safer vets at that range and like because like what's the difference between like the rookies at that range and the rookies we can get like the next round and the next round? I don't really think there's a huge difference between some of these rookie wide receivers there.
Okay, I like that take. Man, Flournoy is shoving up boards. Holy shit! Haven't we made this mistake before?
We're making it again, baby.
Wow. Oh, dude, Tajay Spears goes here and Woody Marks goes here. Speaking of Cowboys, like how different a bet is Jaden Blue than those two?
Potentially very different.
Okay.
The only thing that I'll say is that like I don't like Tajay Spears.
Yeah, I've never liked
him. I like Marks, but I think Tajay Spears is like I think he's just like Michael Carter.
He's had 1 career rush over 20 yards. I believe that was the stat that we kept citing last year.
He's really just like not that good.
Yeah.
And no disrespect to Frog Clone, because a lot of people like him.
Uh-huh.
I just disagree with the notion that like he's even like, I don't think he has contingency value.
He's had awful knee issues too. Antonio Williams stacks. Trey Harris is kind of fun. Both Tank and Brian Robinson can end the running back room. Who do you like?
I think Williams. We need a wide receiver like the most out of what we need, and it stacks.
Okay.
Yeah,
his price is so frothy compared to what it was. Like he was like an 18th rounder when BBM opened up, like 17th rounder.
Yeah, it's frothy, but these are $1 auction picks here.
Right.
Brandon Ayuk probably does end up with the Commanders. Not that we have to take that risk here.
Sure. Do you like Ayuk more than the Williams bet?
I mean, it's free, so
it's kind of like, we could just take Ayuk right here.
That.
Someone said it in the chat before. It's like Eric, minus 15,000 that Ayuk ends up on this team. End our running back room with Brian Robinson or someone else?
Yeah, no, I like all these running backs here.
You think Jerry Jeudy gets cut?
Oh, I don't think so. Is that a rumor?
It was originally that he would be like a cap casualty, which probably wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But if they think they can win this year, which I don't know how they could, I guess they just think Verse is good enough right now that I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, say what you will about Jerry Jeudy, like that offense. I mean, it goes from it just goes from bad to worse. Like I really do. I don't know that they would do that. Like that would hamstring them significantly. I guess the one thing, if they did do that, is like, man, that would be so bullish for Harold Fannin.
Yeah,
that's 100 targets gone. Like that would be crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's probably more likely that he stays, but yeah. Jeudy goes there. Now this is crazy. Slayton saying that Judy's been flirting the cut rumor himself. Okay.
Well, he's like, please release me.
Pros versus pros. Where would Diggs settle if he goes to the Commanders in place of Ayuk?
Wow, that would be so funny. If he totally cucks him.
I mean, I would probably take him over Quentin Johnston.
Yes.
I'd probably put him right here in this Pollard, Warren, Kraft range.
Yeah.
That's just kind of like my bro science knee-jerk reaction. I was shocked, man. I heard this the other day. Commanders win total is only like 7 and a bit. Like, I think the Commanders are low-key. I mean, I don't think they're good, but like they're not that far off from the team that pushed the Lions. Like, I mean, they won a playoff game 2 years ago. Like last year, their star quarterback was hurt all year. Or hurt on and off last year.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know much about their defense right now.
That's probably, yeah. We got a whole bunch of dust ball wide receivers. We could take Freiermuth, week 17 correlation, third tight end, different bye week.
That's fine.
Or do you like Wicks more?
I like Wicks, but I'm also cool with Freiermuth.
Okay, let's take Wicks first because there's not a lot of yellow on the board, and I think we're going to need probably 2 wide receivers to end this team, and then a luxury pick. And Freiermuth was kind of the luxury there. The other thing we could do is we could take one of the Rams tight ends, but Ferg went right in front of us.
Yeah. Colby Parkinson is still
fine.
Yeah, because they play they run heavy so often that I think Colby's not going away.
Okay, respect it. Egger says Diggs would be in the 100 to 110. So
I think
that
he
was
breaks
a little
top
bit,
100.
Yeah, that was a little bit further than I suggested.
Especially if he goes to Daniels with like a backstackable quarterback.
Right. Freiermuth does go. a Njoku swing, a Gasecki swing, a Tyreek Hill swing.
No.
Colby?
I'm cool with Colby Parkinson.
Okay. I'm good with it. We get a little stack up there, and then we could take kind of like a last dart wide receiver.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be how I'd end this. I got some rookies that I like. Or you can just continue the Dusty Vet thing since we got our one rookie and our one slappy pick in Wicks.
Yeah. We got our rookie in Williams, we got our slap in Wicks, and then we got all these dust balls of like, yo, Adams still be good, Diggs still be good, Debo still be good, please one time.
I think if you look at our team and you cover up the wide receivers, you show the quarterbacks, you show the running backs, and you show the tight ends, I think you would be shocked to know that we have a trio of Nakua, Waddle, and Devontae on this team.
Dude, good point.
Yeah. Like, this team is so nasty. Like the bet is that the Rams kick ass. And I think, the Rams kick ass, like, then everything else is just gonna absolutely fall into place.
Yeah, you turn the cards over in week 17 and someone goes like, this team's in the finals, and someone goes, how the fuck did they get the double MVP stack with an elite quarterback, with the breakout running back of the year, Derrick Henry just being Derrick Henry, and then they also got like some decent usable scorable weeks mixed in there. Oh, by the way, they got Puka Nacua as well. Yeah. Like, it's like, I could see this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this team rocks.
Egger's saying the schedule is tough, and they probably win 7 to 8 games. Okay. There's no other position other than wide receiver for us here, in my estimation. You agree with that notion?
I could be talked into running back, but I think wide receiver is definitely like the preference.
Yeah, I'm believing the draft capital buckets that we have here, that like this team wins because of Henry, Love, Pollard. We get a little contingent with like Brian Robinson. Cooper Kupp is the top of the leaderboard here. Is there anybody else that's better than that?
I've been doing Elijah Surratt, man.
Okay. We also already have a little bit of a Baltimore bet here.
Yeah, I kind of like Surratt for the rookie bet. Wide receiver 2 snaps, I think, are very much wide open for the Ravens. I think Surratt was drafted after Lane, but Surratt was better in college, and Surratt's getting a ton of positive buzz from beats right now. And I think that like the Bateman era is just over and done with. Like it just, these wide receiver 2 snaps for the Ravens could be extremely valuable, and they're very much up for the taking without like a dusty ass wide receiver kind of like log jamming it,
Okay. Yeah, respect it, man. People were flirting, or you were flirting a little bit of that, like if Diggs shows up there, but like that's not in our minds right now. Yeah, it is just kind of like all these Baltimore pieces are available late, like Bateman, Lane, Surratt, and Justice Hill. Like all these, and we think this offense low key has the opportunity to go Burr. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, good shots. Bateman had 9 touchdowns in 2024.
Yeah, that was him finally paying off for the Martingalers.
Yeah.
And then they tricked everybody again. Who's gonna be the tight end 2 for Baltimore? Because obviously like Isaiah Likely held down that role and had some pretty, he did pretty well there. Is it that this rookie Matthew Hibner?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, Durham Smythe is just a blocker guy. We remember him from Miami. Yeah. Also, what was the guy who broke one of the showdown slates last year? Kohler. He's gone.
Kohler's a Charger.
He's a Charger. Yeah, he went with the regime. Yeah, I guess Matt Hibner. I mean, Durham Smythe will play more snaps, but from a fantasy lens standpoint,
because are they just not going to run heavy anymore? I doubt it.
Yeah, regime change. Maybe not. Maybe they are one of the OG 11 personnel teams.
That would be strange.
Haha, tight end joke. All right, dude. Good to be back. Good to be back in the saddle. Shout out to the Solver for helping us out with that one. I will bring up the Solver report here to look through. Also, Best Ball Explorer tool. We are getting to that point in the calendar where we're getting to that point in the calendar, Nez, where people start managing their portfolios. I know you talked about it on the Solver series. I need to get a little bit more volume down after not being able to draft for a month there to then start doing some Best Ball Explorer stuff. But that is free to use and a good entry point to the Solver, aka the Draft Assist that we use on stream here. Promo code BADGE will get you a nice 20% off at sign up there. And then we get this nice report when it's all said and done. As Nez alluded to, we need the Rams to go burr for this team to make a lot of sense. We got some primary stacks of Rams and Commanders here, a 2-5-8-3, which is a more traditional style build, but how it started is not traditional in any regard because it started as a 2-3-3-1. We got 3 rookies on the squad here. We got Jaden Daniels. We got Matthew Stafford. We get the GM with Derrick Henry falling back to our Puka Nacua start there. Jeremiah Love falls in the third round there. Tony Redacted, a.k.a. Tony Pollard, Aaron Jones, Brian Robinson with some contingent upside there. Puka Nacua, Waddle, Adams, Stephon Diggs, and Deebo Samuel. Please land somewhere nice for us. We took some risks on them, pulling them up a little bit over ADP. Hopefully one of them lands with Jaden Daniels for the stack there. But if he doesn't, we got Antonio Williams and we got Chig to go alongside it. Dontavian Wicks, Elijah Sherratt, Sam Laporta, who everybody called La Punta for this team in the chat. We will remember that. And then Colby Parkinson's. Nez, not a ton of playoff stack correlation, but kind of made up for the GM start, and then kind of getting some guys that we think will rise in ADP as the summer goes on. I ask you the preeminent question of our generation: does it suck or does it fuck?
This fucks, man. This is a fucker here. I'm not worried about the playoff correlation not existing here, because I think if you would take a team with a better with a worse start than this to stack up, your week 17 correlation games, I think you got the wrong idea. I think you really need to scale things back and remember what it's all about, and it's scoring fantasy points.
I like that take. I like that take. We're going back to the basic principles out here.
We are, man. You gotta just bring it back to basics sometimes, Yeah, this team fucks, man. This is nice. It felt good coming off the bat, and I think we landed the plane.
I love it, man. Yeah, I like this. Westy in the chat here. Raw reverse cow. Dim red lights. D'Angelo on the Ox. That absolutely fucks in a big way. Charlie Hibner discourse in the chat has been taken a couple times there. Jump Free says, I little know about the Kohler discourse. I did not know this was a thing now. Yeah, it's a thing. The sidekick is keeps recommending people to take Charlie Kohler, and everybody's pushing back. I love it. The Sims versus the Simps are battling right now. So we're gonna start a new series on the channel. We got the Solver series, and then we got the Sims versus Simps channel, and we just push back on everything on the legendary upside side. That'd be so funny. That'd
be hilarious. Yeah, so that's that's a big thing that's going down right now. If you look up Charlie Kohler and the ETR ranks, you don't get anything.
That's funny. There's the pushback there. This is interesting. Rams odds to win the Super Bowl are double any other team. That's crazy.
I didn't know they were the best team of all time this year.
Wow.
I mean, dude, they're insane.
Imagine if they hadn't used their first round pick on a backup quarterback who's not going to play for 3 years.
Got to.
Have to. Wicks is better than Lemon anyways. I mean, that's pretty good. Sharon's asking, yeah, we did the baseball stuff. Scroll the tape back about a half hour there. And then our guy Zealand saying that 9 touchdowns from Rashad Bateman meant everything to him. Love to see it. What up to Lou Dog rolling through? Love to see it. And Eggers They won't beat the Hawks. Steelers fan has a comment. Love to see it. All right, dude. Fun to be back in the saddle with you, Nez. Tomorrow, behind the paywall, Florida members only, baseball and 7th inning stretch. Your boy's going to be at the Canada game tomorrow, right at 12 p.m. Pacific. So I will not be on the show after coming straight back. Apologies there. But then I will be here for the entirety going forward. We got a lot of fun stuff planned for the summer. Nez and I talking about Solver Series stuff potentially being on Thursdays going forward for everybody. Tuesdays and Thursdays kind of going to be our football days around here. I know, with Pete, obviously off and on the clock on Tuesdays, always going to be football based. And then Thursday is going to be a little bit of football when the baseball slates are a little bit lighter. Monday's probably going to be paywalled going forward and do some baseball related stuff there. And then Wednesdays and Fridays, kind of a mix and match, maybe some paywall mixed in, maybe some forward facing, and kind of being a hybrid of anything that's available on the platform. But great first show back. I missed you, my friend. Very excited to do this. And any parting words for the people?
No, great to have you back as well. I will see you guys on the Swolecast. I'm subbing in for Pete. Peter is at the England-Ghana game, so I'm Pete Overzet.
Question mark. I'm Ron Burgundy. Love to see it. So tune into the Swolecast in our usual time slot, aka why our time slot is not going right now. So that will be in an hour's time, or right now, or.
No. It's at 2 Central, 3 Eastern, I believe.
All right, sounds good. There you go.
I hope so.
Unless you're supposed to be on there right now.
No. You had me second guessing.
Dude,
Davis
I
had
was shook for a
hit me up.
second.
No. It's in 40 minutes. It's in 40 minutes.
Okay. All right, everybody go check out Nez. And if you're not checking out Nez, go ahead and watch a whole bunch of the football on your screen right now, this kind of football. And then go ahead and jump in these MLB streets. I will be in there the remainder of the day. Everybody's favorite time of the show, the end. Peace. Thanks for having me back.